You're listening to the Platte River Bard.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to the Platte River Bard. This is Chris Berger.
And I'm Sherry Berger.
And we are here today at the Brownville Village Theatre in
Yay.
Brownville again.
Yay.
This is our fourth time.
Fifth time.
Visit fifth time?
Yes, fifth time, fifth
I love
year.
it. Every year we love to come back. We see lots of familiar faces. We see lots of new faces. We always got to look at the faces on the wall because every year I know more and more people on the wall. The more people I get to meet, which is great. And here we are talking with Rachel Grossman.
Hi.
She is actor and tech, like everybody is here, which is awesome. We'll get to that. We are talking to Jack Danter. They are actor and tech, and also a director of one of the pieces.
Indeed.
Congratulations. We are also talking to Caleb Martinez, actor and tech, also, but he is the primary light and sound person.
Yes, sir.
And then, last but certainly not least, Abigail Martin, actor and tech as well. Just like everybody. God, you guys are... This is awesome. I love this. Thank you for talking with us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you're busy. We walked in on you all being busy.
As
Tell us
always.
about what's happening. How is it going?
Yeah, if we want to go through and say what department, all the work we do.
Do it.
Caleb,
Yeah,
you can go
so
first.
currently right now we are doing in rehearsals for our 5th show for the protection of girls, and right now we're getting things set. We're doing some special things in lighting and sound for this show because it is written by our director Rachel I was going to say Rachel Grossman. It is
Wrong
not Rachel
Rachel.
Grossman. Rachel Curtis, and it has a special moment to our heart, which you will hear later, but lights and sound are doing something special for it, so we're just on board with that and getting things ready for it.
Cool.
And
that is for the protection of girls.
For the protection of girls, yes.
And that's the one that Rachel wrote. Nice.
Yes.
Caleb is our lighting and sound designer for every single show and also works in the shop.
Yes. I
All
do
5
that.
shows.
All 5 shows.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I am the hair and makeup supervisor, so I'm in charge of how everyone looks outside of their costumes, basically. And for the protection of girls is a big historical show. There's a lot of different eras. So, I mean, you guys walked in on me doing some crazy things with the wig over there. But yeah, this is a lot of wigs, so I'm very excited. It's definitely pushing me in a couple new ways, but
That's awesome.
just a lot of fun. And I'm hair and makeup designing for 3 shows this season, as well as being in 4. So
In 4. You're in
Yes.
4.
yes,
Because I think everybody else said they were in 3,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
We're in
Abigail's
3.
been in 4 before. I was in 4 last
Last
summer.
year? Okay, so
Yes.
so some people every now and again they got to do 4.
Four
Yeah.
shows. And
Sometimes it just
people
works out
only-
that way.
It's insane. I love it.
Yeah.
yes, it's a lot. It's so much fun. But yeah, I'm really enjoying getting to hang out in my tech department for this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, I'm Abigail. This is my 3rd year
It's your
here
3rd
at the
year?
theater. And I actually just came downstairs from rehearsal for the protection of girls.
Yes.
It's been such a fun time, a fun little history lesson. And I work in the box office, so I am single-handedly box office girl this season, which has been so much fun. I love everything about it. It's been great connection with patrons, and I run all the social media accounts, and that's another thing I'm really passionate about. And I also was the choreographer for our musical String, which I'm sure we'll discuss
Hey,
more.
cool. All right.
Yay. Awesome.
Yeah, so
Jack, my friend, yes.
Yes, I'm in the 3 shows. I hair and makeup design Jake's Women. I costume design Drinking Habits. I directed the BFG.
BFG is the one you're directing.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
cool.
As well as I serve as the intimacy director for all 5 shows this summer. I
Nice.
also stitch on every show, and I'm in our hair and makeup department.
Nice. And we're talking about the shows. What are you got 5 shows? What are
Yes.
the rundown of the shows that you are doing this season?
Yeah,
So-
so you go first.
Okay. Whoa.
Jake, you want to start with Jake's Women?
Yeah, so our first show that we rehearsed when we got here is Jake's Women. It's basically, we focus on this one song guy, Jake, and he's a writer, and he's kind of going through a little mental craziness, and we get to see what he all goes through in his mind and how he just processes through it. And it's our comedy. It's giving you laughs. It's giving you, like, clutching the pearls, gut-wrenching moments, but then you're like, wait, that's funny. You're going crazy. Oh my gosh. But it's a fun show for everyone to see for Jake's Women.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's a drama and comedy. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry.
Yep.
Nice. What's the second show?
I can talk about String, sure. So String is our musical of the season, and it follows the three fates get sent to Earth and are forced to work in the top floor of a New York City skyrise. And some antics ensue as they interact with people, and it's just kind of a fun little lesson on humanity and relationships and family, and I love it a lot. It's very fun. I'm in the ensemble for that one, and it's fun to just kind of be a part of this world that we have built for that show specifically, in the way that everyone is connected with the string of life.
Yes, I'm a sucker for anything mythology. Yeah. So they're working. What job?
They're
they
just
have?
working in the building. They're not working at an office building.
Okay, I was just curious. Okay,
Yes,
that's
no,
awesome.
yeah.
They have a mysterious job.
They have a
Everyone's like, where do those girls work?
Where do those
Yes.
Abigail plays Clotho, the spinner of life.
That's awesome.
Yes, and Jack plays Lachesis, who measures the string of life.
And Lizzie, as our lead, Atropos, plays the one who cuts.
The one who cuts.
The one who cuts.
Craziness.
I love it.
And those are the two that are running right now that have already started. Because
We have
got
three
down
up
here
right
with-
now.
Yes, three up right now.
Oh, okay.
Which
Yes.
Oh,
Abigail,
yeah.
Abigail,
Talk about drinking.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Drinking
Yes,
habits.
we have our third show, Drinking
Yeah.
Habits 2, Caught in the Act.
Nice.
So this is our sequel to last year's hit, Drinking Habits.
Yes.
This one is just a blast. I play one of the two nuns that are perhaps making some wine in the back rooms.
Maybe.
It's just one of those feel-good shows, fun for the whole family, laugh out loud farce, very fast-paced, ridiculous, and it's just such a fun time, and it's definitely very popular among our audiences, so we're really excited to put on a sequel. This is my second sequel at BVT because a few years ago we did Deliver Us from Mama, which was a sequel
Oh, yeah.
to
Mama Won't Fly.
Mama Won't Fly. Yes.
Another one of our laugh out loud ridiculous plays.
Yes.
So it's been really, really fun. This one is a good time.
And it's not one that you have to see the other one in order to enjoy it. If you didn't see
Correct.
it, you can still come. and
Correct.
see
It is fun to meet these characters brand new. It's fun if you come back and see how they're doing. So
Awesome.
Great. Awesome. So we've got 3 going, and then we've got 2 more that you're
Yeah.
going to add this summer.
So we finished rehearsing 2 days ago, but it'll open on the 4th of July, the BFG.
The BFG. Now, the BFG, for gamers of a certain age,
Mm-hmm.
this means something different. So please tell us what the BFG stands for.
Stands for the Big Friendly Giant.
Thank you very much.
By Roald Dahl,
Yes.
adapted by David Wood. It basically just covers the journey of a little girl, Sophie, as she meets a giant and learns to befriend him. The fascinating part about the play is that it uses a framing device of it being her birthday, and
Okay.
they've canceled the entertainment. I think he got sick or something. He
Got
couldn't
sick.
come. So she comes up with a brilliant idea that all of the friends at her birthday party and her parents should put on the show of the BFG for her. So Rachel plays Sophie.
I do.
It's her
Yes.
birthday, and she can cry if she wants to.
That's right.
It is. Yes, I don't get to celebrate my actual birthday at BVT, but I get to celebrate my fake birthday every weekend. So it's definitely a lot of fun. Yeah, I read the BFG as a kid with my mom, and so I was very excited that we were going to get to put on this play and tell this story.
The crazy thing about the BFG, since it's a kids show, we're kind of going all out, and there's the giants. Obviously, the big friendly giant BFG has his posse of giants,
6 giants.
of six
Of
giants,
6 giants.
and our prop shop has created these helmet heads that look like the giants, and courtesy of B. Herring, she came
A
up with the
fabulous props
designs,
designer.
and
Oh, yeah.
we used bicycle hats, and they look like giant heads, and so being one of the giants, I'm being able to use that head and maneuver it in a certain way and feel like a giant, if you will, being 6 foot tall,
Yes.
feeling like a giant.
Caleb plays Sophie's older brother, who doubles as the leader, the meanest giant, which is how every little girl sees her older brother.
Exactly, the meanest
it's
one.
perfect.
Yes.
It's my directorial debut here at BVT. I cannot stress enough how grateful I am to Mitch and Rachel for trusting me with this show.
That's wonderful. Now this is the first time you've directed a production?
No, I directed a full-length musical in college.
Okay.
I directed The Lightning Thief at Truman State University.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one.
As well as a few one-act plays.
Okay, it's a one-act.
And a festival show.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow. That's
So,
exciting.
how are you liking directing? Is that a way that you thought you would be going?
Well, at Truman, where I went to college, to graduate, your capstone, everyone has to direct a one-act.
Oh.
Doesn't matter what you are interested in, what tech, what acting, everyone directs.
Fair.
And so it was like something I had to sign up for, and as I did it, I started falling more and more in love with it, and I had another year of school left because I took the class early, and that's when I applied to direct a full-length season show. And it just went over swimmingly. I loved everything about it. It's probably my favorite thing to do in theater. But what I love about Brownville, and I think what all of us can speak to, is that the thing you really love about it is doing everything. It's the point of coming and working here. It's the point of
Yes.
seeing our shows. The
Yes.
magic of watching one of our shows on stage at 2 o'clock with a full set and full costumes and lights and actors, and then coming back 4 hours later, and it's the same people and the same room, and the set is different, the lights are different, the costumes are different, and we're different people up there.
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's one of the, like you said, it's one of the things people love about here. This is such a unique, awesome place. And every year I'm like, man, I should have been up here earlier when I was younger.
You can still be a company member. Come on by.
Oh, so old and busy now.
Interestingly enough, me and Abigail went to the same university.
Oh,
and
cool.
so when she first did BVT, she was like, this is great summer stock. You should look into it. And I was like, okay.
Yes.
I did my thing, and she did it again for her second summer, which was last year. She's like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Do it. She also brought bee herring with her. And so they told me about it this year. I was like, you know what? Let's audition. And I was like, this is so much fun, because like Jack said, you are doing just so many different, you get to touch different areas, and you get to help out in ways that you didn't think you could help out when you're in college and just focused on one certain thing.
Sure.
And now you're doing everything, and you get a whole experience like none other. And it's lots of fun. It challenges you, but it grows you as an actor, as a tech person, and as a human as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so valuable. This place is so valuable and so special, and it's because I've worked at several theaters, and like Jack, I've been going and doing directing. Liked it way more than I thought I did. Just like you, I was like, whoa! I thought I would hate this, and finding a place where you can do more than just the one thing. Like, okay, well, you just get to do acting here, or you just get to do costumes here, where you can do literally anything you want to touch. It sounds like
Definitely.
you guys can do. You guys can take a shot at.
Yeah.
Which is invaluable.
Funny enough, I was also influenced to this job by our friend Bella Walker.
Okay, so Bella recruited you,
Yes,
and you
Bella
recruited Caleb.
me, and the reason I accepted it was, again, because of all the different experiences you can have here. But funny enough, when I accepted the job, I was kind of doing my research about the place. I was like, I'm from Texas, so I was like all the way up to Nebraska. Where is this? I came across the Platte River Bard podcast episode with Bella and Ben Salazar, and it honestly taught me everything I needed to know. So it's full circle.
Hi,
but-
future company members, if you're Googling us.
Yes.
Yeah.
we-
Do it.
we-
Do
we-
it. Say yes.
We did hear from a couple of the company members this year that they were like, oh yeah, we listened to the podcast because it's one of the only things on the internet about Brownville Village Theater. And so they were like,
Thank
all right, we
you.
got to learn about this place. And so they listened to the podcast episodes.
Caleb was one such member.
Yes, I was
Thank
in my
you.
living room doing my research, and I was like, ooh, a podcast. Let me listen to this while I fold my laundry. And then I was like, yeah, I am sold, and I'm excited.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Thank you.
That means
That might be
lot
a
to
first.
us.
That
means a
somebody
lot.
came back and said that they listened to us, and it caused them to go join something or be a part of something.
Come up
Yeah.
here and be part
Thank
of
you for
Nebraska
that. Of
Theater.
Yes.
Oh,
Yay.
it's like pulling teeth trying to get feedback from people on anything. Oh, unless it's negative, then they're ready to go.
Don't worry, we have plenty of compliments.
Oh, God,
so
thank you for that. See, everybody, are you listening?
And we should
Thank
take-
you.
We should take this opportunity to just collectively say hello to Bella.
Oh, hi, Bella.
Hi,
We miss you.
Missing you.
Yes.
She was on the other 4 podcasts that we did.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
so yes. Oh, wonderful.
Bella
That
begat a
just-
whole line of BVTers. This year, I begat my own. Company member Parker Shin and I went to college together, and he's my dearest and best friend. And bringing him here was so special. I can't imagine how Bella feels about it, but it's like creating a family in your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad that you're here and you're having so much fun. And I can't imagine the energy that you're bringing to these productions. And I know it's going to be a great season for you all. This is your 58th season.
Yes.
Brownville.
Is it 58 here? Okay.
There should be
58.
There should be 58 little things of pictures on the wall.
There are. You can start. You can see one up
Yeah.
at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, they're all
Starting
over.
in,
Yeah.
what, 1967?
1967.
7.
Oh, wow.
It's our Twitter handle, BVT.
It's older than
1967.
us, yes. Wow, that's old.
So we have 2 from Texas?
Yes.
2 from Texas. 3
Texas?
from Texas.
3 from Texas.
2 from Texas.
Rachel and I are both from St. Louis.
Yes.
St.
St. Louis.
St. Louis,
Yes.
Texas.
So we are from Missouri, but yes.
Okay. That's
Where'd you go to
great.
school in St. Louis?
In my high school.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Narings Hall High School, a Catholic all-girls school in Webster Groves, Missouri. Much love to you guys.
Cool.
So true. That's the thing. And I went to Eureka High School in Eureka, Missouri.
Eureka, okay.
Yes, yeah. It's about 5 minutes away from Six Flags. So that's kind of
awesome.
how everybody
Oh, yeah.
how everybody knows.
That's right, Eureka. It's Six Flags in Eureka. That's right.
Yes.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we talked about our 5th show, Protection of Girls,
Oh my
what it's
gosh.
about.
A little bit.
Yeah.
We
We
touched
touched
it,
on
but
it.
we need to
touched
go
on
in
it.
depth.
We
Let's
should
go
go in
back.
depth.
We gotta
Hit
go in
it.
depth because let me tell you.
That's the one that Rachel wrote.
Rachel
Yes.
wrote
Yes.
it, our artistic director, and it is fantastic.
Yeah, that's brand new for everybody. So maybe encapsulate a little elevator pitch. What's that one about?
Do you wanna
Since-
cover Victoria?
Since no one's seen it yet.
Yeah, so basically, the protection of girls, it follows 3 moments in history from 3 women. The first one is Victoria. We get to see her and hear her story about how I don't want to spoil it because like when I read the script,
right.
it was so impactful to me, and I was like, whoa, this is a really good. This moves me. But Victoria, she is gone through. I'm trying to give a good encapsulation.
She was the first woman ever to run for president.
Yes.
And it covers
Yeah.
men and her society. Yeah.
Yes.
Victoria Woodhull is her,
Yeah,
is her full
yeah.
name. Yeah, it covers
I knew that
men
name was
basically
familiar.
trying to tear her down and use the inherent feminine aspects about her to disqualify her from the role.
Yeah.
And it's set in the 1880s.
18.
Yeah.
1880s.
Yes,
Yes, that
yes.
one's the first one that goes into the 1880s.
Yes.
And it just shows her journey. A small snapshot of her journey and what she was going through with everyone in her life that was saying no and just knocking her down, but she was resilient and willing to push forward and strive to what she wants to go for. And it kind of just stops in a moment, and then you're like, whoa, wait, that happened? What? And then we move to the next story.
Yeah, so the second woman it follows is Nina McCall, who I play. It's a story I didn't know. All this history stuff I didn't know. Nina McCall is the most prevalent woman to sue in this case, but this event happened to an estimated 30,000 to 100,000 women, and it's about the Chamberlain-Conn Act, also known as the American Plan. U.S. soldiers going overseas for World War I. More of them were in hospitals for venereal disease than war wounds. And it was taking them out of the battle lines pretty constantly. And so in order to combat that, they passed an act, a morality act, which allowed them to take women off the street, forcibly test and examine them for venereal disease, and lock them up in prison hospitals without any recompense. Nina McCall was reported for allegedly taking a ride home with boys from a dance in the city, and was assaulted by a doctor and locked behind bars for several months before she was released. She then sued. She then sued.
Hell yeah.
And lost her case. They actually, in her first trial, she was ordered to pay the fees the legal fees of all the doctors and the people involved. She appealed, and they settled it with she doesn't have to pay, but they're also not in trouble. And that's where it left. The Chamberlain-Cahn Act, a lot of these laws are still in place and were used up until the 1960s. It's a very famous case of a Vietnam rights activist being forcibly examined and locked behind bars under the act. It was in the 60s and 70s. But a lot of these laws are still on the books because not only at the federal level, but at the state level they were passed.
There's a lot of those morality
Yes, exactly.
laws on at the state level, especially.
It's a really impactful story, and the sheer numbers of it really amazed me. There's a line in it where I say at the end, it's over 30,000 women. But the truth is, it's between 30,000 and 100,000, and we have no idea where on that scale it falls because they didn't take any records.
No, and of course, everything like that, stuff like that, always gets underreported. Notoriously gets underreported or lost.
Exactly.
Oh no, I can't find it.
Oh, I can't
Whoops.
find that report.
Yeah.
Exactly, but it follows another woman as well, played by Abigail Martin.
Nice.
Yes. The third woman that we hear about is named Valentine Gosard. She owned her own bar with her daughter Margaret, and this was taking place in the 40s. And they got in trouble for running a bar. Women were not allowed to bartend in the 40s. And it was a really interesting case. Of course, she lost her case, Gosard versus McClary, and this kind of opened up for future discussions of women bartending their own bars. It was a really interesting law where if a man owned a bar, his daughter could run it, but if a woman owned a bar, she could not run it, her daughter could not run it. Likewise, the woman could also not run it with her husband. It was a whole weird system, which sounds really insane in today's world.
Completely.
Yeah, so it's just these women that we don't really know about, but they started these discussions that changed the course of history. Just little things like bartending you don't really think about. But it's a very interesting story. She's definitely the least documented person in this play. And there's like maybe 2 photos of her on Google. You can look her up. The court case is there, but even the PDF is about 3 pages long, and we just don't know a lot about her, but it's very interesting. And like Nina's case, it's just, you can't believe that you didn't learn about these things. You know, BVT has had this tradition of doing these lesser known stories. We did a musical, The Hello Girls, about wartime and the girls who were taking calls. And we did These Shining Lives last year, which
such a great show.
Yes, it has gained a lot more popularity, and I think that's what's so great about doing these shows on stage is giving these characters a voice, giving these women from history a voice, because we don't realize how much it affects today's life.
And the thing about the protection of girls, it's a history lesson, but it feels as though it's not like, it feels like you're actually in a show, like one that someone just created out of the blue, but this is actual history. And the way that Rachel has wrote it, it's not just your 7th grade history teacher reading out of a book.
Right.
And
Like you're watching
It's
a
exciting
documentary.
and
yes,
entertaining.
you are enthralled in this, and you are on the edge of your seat,
Cool.
wanting to get more out of this and seeing where it goes, and then you move on to the next story. And by the end of it, you're just like, I never realized that happened literally, like in the 1900s and the 1800s. I didn't know this happened, and look where we are now. Like it's almost like a time capsule, and you are just like taking out everything that happened in the past, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can learn and I can grow from this, and I can be a different person after watching this show. And
See, I love shows like that, and I'm so glad that Rachel wrote something like that, because you mentioned These Shining Lives. Such a great book too. I got the opportunity to do Radium Girls, same subject, different play. I played Arthur Reeder. That's why I was the guy you hated. But one of the funnest plays. Fun, right? One of the most satisfying plays I've ever done.
Gratifying.
And I love historical plays.
Yeah.
That are good like that. They're not just, oh, here's the thing that happened. You know, I mean, it's really nice because I like to go and find out about stuff that I didn't know about in this context, in the context of theater and stuff like that. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts about Rachel's play in particular is that it's written like a ghost story.
Yeah.
So all 3 of these women find each other essentially in this theater. And we're like, wow, well, I think we should tell people about where we came from.
Oh,
so
neat.
it's got some spooky elements, again,
Neat.
like what Caleb said with lights and
He's
sound.
doing some very, very fun
Yes.
stuff with lights and sound.
It's very
Fog
exciting.
on the BVT stage for the very
Fog.
first time.
We found some light bulbs that don't need electricity and they turn on.
In
you
our
have to
hands.
come see it to believe it.
Yep.
Okay. I'm a sucker for any kind of special effects.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, wow. It sounds like a great season. And actually, you get to go until August 10th, right?
Yes,
10th,
August
correct?
10th.
Then you have to go home.
I know, it's the saddest thing.
It really is.
It's quite heartbreaking.
If you were to step foot in this theater on August 10th, you would see 14 crying faces.
But that's also, I feel like that's kind of the best, not the best part about it, because obviously it's very sad, but the fact that, like, we care so much about each other and the work that we do here, I think is very, very special. And it just means a lot to all of us. And so it is very sad to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Theater has always been a great place for sort of, found family and
Yes.
that kind of stuff. And places like this, I think, just amplify it. And because not only are you guys, you're not just doing one show, you're doing 5 shows and living together.
Yeah.
Yes, we
For,
all live together.
Like the whole summer.
Yeah.
And I think it just intensifies that and makes it that much more special.
And it counts on us for like leaning on each other for support when we have our bad days. We have our people that we can go to and just help us build us up to continue out and do our job, because it is a job. Sometimes people think like summer theater stuff is like it's a summer camp, but no, this is we are doing a job, and we have found our people that will support us. And it, like you said, it's found family. We are there for each other, and when we go through things, we are able to just uplift each other. And so by the end of the summer, we're like, I have to say goodbye to my family. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Okay, weekly calls. We better hop on FaceTime
Yeah.
and stay in touch, because
Exactly.
if not, I'm
Yeah.
coming.
And no one can speak to that more than our artistic directors, Mitch and Rachel.
Yes.
Met at BVT,
Yes.
married on the BVT stage.
Yeah, I know. That's so awesome.
It's the sweetest story.
Yes, and they are both
we'll
the
have to
artistic
ask them.
directors.
So for
So
the
get
Protection of Girls is going to open July 3rd, and then the Big Friendly Giant, the BFG, opens on July 4th.
Yes,
The next
we're doing something special on our opening night.
Ooh.
We have, so if you don't know BFG, he is a dream collecting giant and then walks around children's neighborhoods and blows good dreams into their ears, right, through his magical trumpet. And we are having a dream jar building lesson outside after the show, where kids can come and use glitter and pipe cleaners and stickers to make their own special dream jar to keep their good dreams in. And we'll all be out there in costume to help you make them. So bring your kids on by. It's going to be really exciting. We're all going to make them ourselves.
That's awesome.
Likewise, the day after, so
No, it's the day
day
before.
before on July 3rd when we open for the Protection of Girls.
Sure.
We are having a talk back following the performance.
Oh, nice.
With some of our local feminine leaders in the area. So I think it'll be great conversation. There's a lot to discuss, of course, because we are right now. But it'll
Yeah.
be super interesting, super fun.
That's excellent. I love that's excellent, especially a good idea for a talk back, especially for that show. Not only because of the historical context of it, but the fact that Rachel wrote it, even better.
Yeah.
You'll be there with the author, with all the actors, and
Yeah.
some very, very exciting and strong Nebraska women up on that stage.
Sweet.
I love it. Awesome. Oh my gosh, how exciting. And so anyone who hasn't listened to our podcast before with Brownville, just so you know, these 5 shows will be running not in any particular order.
Never the same show back to back.
Yes.
Right.
And they have to tear down the stage and put it away and bring out the new stage every single time. So very challenging work, and just so much energy and fun, creative energy in this building.
The 3 that are running currently,
Yes.
as of the time of this recording, are String, a musical, Jake's Women, and Drinking Habits 2 are currently.
Yes, they
Right.
are.
Yes.
We opened String and Jake's Women in the same weekend back to back.
Okay.
And then just 1 week later, we opened Drinking Habits. It's our 3rd show slot. Fun fact about our 3rd show is we only ever get 7 days for it. So you start that read through on day 1 and you open it day 7 at 7
I don't even
p.m.
think it's 7
Is it
because
6?
So we started rehearsal for it on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're right.
Um,
It's not even 7.
Not even 7, and we opened that following Saturday night. We had a special performance for our contributors, who are people who donate money to the theater, and then afterwards we go to like a special event where we all get to mingle with them and have
Nice.
fun at the local winery, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, that show was definitely a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 5 or 6 days.
We had about 6 days to just get it on its feet and get the bones and then start adding the flavor and then
Maybe that's
contributors
why it's
night.
so ridiculous. That could be why.
It was directed by longtime company member and first-time director Lizzie Pegler,
Yeah.
who did a fantastic job.
There she is over there.
Yes.
Yes.
Costume designer of 3 shows, director of 1, and in 3 shows as well.
And she also hair and makeup designed for,
Yes,
the
for the
BFG.
BFG.
Yes.
For BFG, did hair and makeup.
Yes.
Awesome.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah,
What a fun summer of theater.
this is like one of my favorite places. I love this place.
So, which ones of you are going back to school after this?
Yeah, anybody still in school?
I think
we're all
guys
graduates.
all
graduated.
We're done.
But our,
Yes.
we do
Yes.
have company
Actually,
members that are going back. Our youngest company member this year is 19 years old.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
she's gonna be a sophomore
Sophomore.
in college.
Sophomore. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of amazed.
Wow.
At
Yeah, it is
how well
truly
she's-
amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know. I just a couple of us just graduated this past May and then came straight down here to
Yes.
start working. So we're all very excited and
So school's done. After summer's over, you guys heading back home.
Yeah.
yes.
What theater-wise are you guys hitting when you hit back home?
Yeah,
Do you have
I am
plans?
actually, as soon as I move back home, I'll be moving to Chicago for the very first time.
Oh.
Moving in September. Hey, if you're in Chicago and you want to hire me, you can reach on out.
For theater-related
For theater-related
shenanigans.
things, I
Yes.
wear costumes. I'm a great stitcher. I'm a fantastic dresser. Whatever you need.
Chicago, here she comes. Oh my gosh, break legs up there, man.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
I am from Amarillo, Texas, but I have spent the past year with my family back in Amarillo after I graduated college.
Cool.
Lovely. I loved growing up there. And I am planning to move to Fort Worth, so the DFW area.
Okay.
And I have an internship lined up at the Circle Theater in downtown Fort Worth
Ooh.
for a box office. So, like Jack, if anyone wants an actor, choreographer, box office, social media manager, you just let me know.
Dallas, Fort Worth, pay attention.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, my current plan is to move back to St. Louis. Since I did just graduate, I'm hoping to save a little bit of money, but
Oh.
my big goal is to move to New York City
Ooh.
by the end of 2026. I have some
Okay.
family in that area. I have a lot of friends in that area.
That's very helpful.
Yes, so it helps out a lot. I love it up there. I've been up there a lot. So obviously it's quite a big market. But if anyone in New York is is looking to
man.
hire, I'm right here.
She's on her way.
Yes. After BVT, I am going to be going home to a small town in Texas called Seagrace, Texas. It's like 1,000 people population. But I'll be there for a month, and then I'm going to be going to Dallas and auditioning for things in Dallas.
Oh, cool.
I'm a performer at heart, and I love to transport the audience to somewhere that they haven't been. So I love to audition and just do those things. And the main goal, like Rachel, is to go to New York. And I've been a couple
Really?
of times and auditioned for Wicked and
Oh,
just for
cool.
fun. So like I've gotten the experience and realized it's my place. So I'm gonna go to New York. So
So, okay, so you actually did Broadway auditions.
Yes, I
And
have.
went there and did. What's that like? Just curious, because most of
Yeah.
us have not actually done
No,
that.
absolutely.
Or if we did it, we submitted a video audition.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we couldn't go there.
well, there's two ways that Broadway auditions work. You can be an equity member, which means you are like a part of the union and you get some
Right.
perks and things like that, and or you're non-union.
Non-union.
And so there's those two ways. I'm non-union, so my audition process was I got there and it was at the basement of a big cathedral church, and we waited in line at 9:30, and it was the line went all the way around the block, and
Oh,
it was an
wow.
open call, so you just showed up with your book and whatever song you wanted to sing for about 30 seconds, and then you walked in and make friends, talk to people while you're waiting. They give you a number and you fill out a form, and then they call your number and you line up, and they take you to another room where they set you right beside the door, and then in that door is a casting director that listens to you sing, and then you just walk out. The whole process,
Wow.
the actual audition process took maybe 15 minutes while you're waiting for a good 3 hours.
Because there's so many people.
Yeah, there's so many people. And the good thing about that whole scenario is that you get to make friends with the people you're in line with. So I was able to just be acquainted with 6 people that do auditions in New York all the time, 2 from Canada, and then 1 from Texas.
Oh, wow.
So it was just I'm meeting new people, and I
cool.
keep in contact with them all the time, and that's the fun thing about theater, like we experience here at BVT. You just make those connections, and you create a bond, and so now I came out of the audition room and their mouths were dropping. They're like, "Where have you been?" And I was like,
A dreamy voice, truly.
Oh,
It was
Lord.
Truly.
Oh,
Yes.
if anyone's looking for a male lead, call Caleb Martinez.
There you go.
Or come see String
Or
at
come see
BVT.
String at BVT. That's
Yeah.
right.
Come
We
on
didn't
down.
mention
for yourself.
Caleb is our male lead who Atropos, the cutter of String, falls in love with.
I get to that, but no, it's been a blast, and getting to go through that experience. I didn't step in there thinking I want this role, I want to get this. It was more like, let's just go audition,
See what
and
happens,
just get my name out there, and
Damn right.
do the fun thing, travel to New York and just be there for a couple of days and say you did it. And so that experience was just one that will always be in my heart, and that's why I want to go back, just to
Heck yeah.
be there.
Cool.
And you'll have the confidence to do it again because you did it before. So
Yes.
now those jitters are gone.
Yeah,
Tell
see,
you what.
it's not that big a deal, right?
Yeah, getting off the plane with my life around me, I was scared. Someone was gonna steal something,
Right, sure.
but I am here and all my belongings are with me, so
There we go.
we're good.
Very much an Annie moment.
Yeah.
Two
Yeah,
bags-
yes,
yes. truly.
2 bags, 1 me. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Well, best of luck to all of you. I love the fact that you guys are doing this. You're here, and you've learned so much here on top of it all. And now you get to go out and into the world and do more. So
Yes.
that's wonderful.
Yes.
I'm
It's
glad that
exciting
Nebraska
stuff.
Theater can be part of it.
Oh yeah.
Brownville Village Theatre is the strongest possible network you could have.
Absolutely.
There's no experience like a BVT summer.
Truly.
It bonds you for life, and our company, if anyone ever needed anything, if I ever needed anything, we're so clearly a strong network of alums that can help each other out for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the Brownville way.
Yes, it is.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's awesome.
Thank you for sharing it with us.
We just love this place. This place is so special, and we're happy to be back again, talking with everybody. And we're glad that in the past that we talked with here at Brownville, that it was able to make it out to some of you folks, and that made the difference of you coming or not coming.
Yeah.
So yes,
That's great.
so we will continue to come back because I like being responsible for that.
We thank you for it.
Yes,
So we love
absolutely.
having you here.
You are most welcome.
So happy.
It's fantastic to have a second Google result.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. No, this has been by far this whole thing. By the way, and I'm just gonna say this right now. This whole podcast thing was my wife's idea to begin with.
Oh, wow.
And
The
she was
brains.
right. And it's probably aside from marrying me, it's the best idea. She
Hey, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for talking with us. Thank you for listening, and maybe we might see some of you next year.
Maybe.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank
Break
you.
legs on all of your stuff that you'll be going to do.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes. Yes, yes. Thank you very much. And now we are here with Mitch Bean and Rachel Curtis. They are the artistic directors for the Brownville Village Theatre. thank you for talking with us.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, good to see you guys
Thanks
again.
for
A little trip down.
Yes! We love it.
It always rains when we come here, but I
It
think
does.
that's good
It
luck.
does every time.
Every time, it really does.
Yes.
I thought about that today.
We've never gotten to podcast outside, even though we've tried the other years. But
Yes,
that's
we
okay.
have.
I
That's
think
okay.
it's good luck.
Yes.
Definitely.
So, always, thank you for having us back.
Yes.
We always love coming to see you guys. And this year, I just want to make sure we got to talk to you really quick because you have another play that you wrote
Yes.
for this year.
Yes. This is the first time I've put one of my shows as a part of our 5-show repertory during the summer.
Right.
So it's a big deal. And it came about because, truthfully, we had picked 4 of the 5. And I'm usually the major reader. Like, I read most of the plays, and
Okay.
then I will pass them along to Mitchell, typically, and then discuss whether or not we think that they'd be a good fit. And I knew exactly what I wanted for the 5th one, but I couldn't find it. And I am a playwright, and I actually just graduated with my master's in
You did
January.
graduate.
Yes.
Congratulations.
In playwriting. And so whether I wanted to write one in 2 months or not, I decided that is what was going to happen, because I knew what I wanted, and I knew what I wanted to fill that 5th slot with. And so I wrote for the protection of girls. And it is just inspired by, I'm a big history podcast person.
Nice.
And I often come across things in history podcasts that make me angry that I never learned. And specifically when you're talking about disenfranchised groups of people. And so the 3 stories that I focused on in this show all are stories about women's stories that have not been told to the degree that they deserve to be told, and they all, to a certain degree, were affected by legislation under the guise of protecting women. So it continues, obviously, to be something that is used. The idea of protecting women by disenfranchising them or other groups of people, or taking away their rights. And so those 3 stories of Victoria Woodhull, Nina McCall, and Valentine Gossart all had that theme and are wildly tied together in a lot of different ways. And so their stories just sort of bloomed into what became the play.
Nice.
It
Very
sounds
nice.
so interesting.
Yeah.
And very timely.
Yes, yes, and that's
Yeah.
what I knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
And when I
Yeah.
couldn't find it, it just made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You couldn't find it, you wrote it. Yeah.
We were discussing the 5th show over a margarita, if you will. And I
An
said,
inspirational margarita.
There you go.
and Rachel kept telling me, like, she's like, this is what I think we need to do. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. And it was me. I said, why didn't you just write it?
And I
Yeah.
said, oh, okay. It's not
I was like,
it
do you
hasn't been in
think-
my mind.
Do you
Yeah.
think you could write it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
you
mean-
definitely had the passion for it, so I'm sure that helped.
Yes.
Went to
your
all the
time
trouble to get
limit.
the degree.
I know.
That's what I said.
I know.
I said, it's time.
That's awesome. And what a supportive
Yes. Good.
partner
Yes.
in theater and in life to do this.
Yes,
Rachel
indeed.
is actually playing Victoria in the show. So,
Okay, so and you're the Victoria character.
yes.
Yes.
Cool.
It wasn't a character I could part with. I just feel a very special kinship to Victoria Woodhull. I always have.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And she was actually born September 23rd. My birthday is September 24th.
Oh my gosh.
So, like, maybe we're the same star signs and stuff, too.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
I feel a very special connection to her. And I also didn't want to direct it so that I could focus on the living, breathing
art of putting up a world premiere with the playwright.
Okay.
So
you did not want to direct it. Very interesting.
yes.
But you did want to be in it. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
That specific character. Who did direct this one?
I'm actually directing it.
You are directing this
Yes,
one, okay.
it's been Rachel's wishes that I directed.
Aw.
Yes, I trust you.
Of course, she is kind of my assistant director, and when I need, perspective on issues that as a man I don't know about, she steps in and is able to give that perspective for me. But I do see myself more as like a conduit for Rachel to put on this show, and she is there to advise and oversee what I'm doing. I'm just kind of the person just putting it all together and getting it on its feet. So it's really, she's doing, even though she's in it and she wrote it, she still has a lot of say in what is happening in the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Have you been tempted at all to change anything now that you've seen it on
Yeah,
stage?
there have been
Yes, she
rewrites on
has.
the fly.
It's been small things.
Little stuff? Okay.
Yeah. But up until the read through, it was like, okay, guys, everybody open up your scripts because there's the list of things that I've already changed.
I think it's a great experience for our company members to work on a new work with a playwright.
Yeah.
And get this
Absolutely.
experience of what it's like to produce a new work.
Yeah.
So that is something that was another benefit of doing one of Rachel's shows is, having all of our company members gain that experience.
Very valuable. I'm going through that right now. I'm directing it for First Flight in Lincoln, and the purpose of that is all new, never before seen short plays. And the directors have the playwrights have a deadline that hasn't come up yet. I think it's like a week and a half before we go on to where they have to be done messing with it. So they're still allowed to mess with it while we're still in rehearsals if they want to come and watch and go, oh, I'd like to change, And I've already got a couple of changes for mine as well. He said he's clearing up verbal dust bunnies, as he calls them.
Definitely.
But yeah, fascinating and invaluable. That's such an invaluable thing because not so many people, new work, a lot of people get to do new work, but not with the playwright literally on hand that you can go, hey, so what did you mean by that? Or
Yes.
what does this mean?
Yes,
or
and
what's that about?
there's been a lot of questions, and it's good.
That's awesome.
And I am very lucky that I am so passionate about these stories that I have fallen down so many rabbit holes because there have been, questions that most of the time have yet to stump me. But unless there's no research on it, which is, that happens.
Sure.
I'm like, well, that's for you to fill in. That's for you to make the magic happen at this point.
Yeah, because not everything got documented.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Were you tempted at all to have someone else besides Mitch take a look at it and give you feedback?
Yeah, so I did a read through in our living room, a seated reading, and we all discussed it afterwards. So it was different people from the theater community that I knew, but also friends from outside the theater community, so I could get both perspectives on what they were understanding and also perspectives from people in theater who might bring up things that I didn't think of.
Yeah, would have never thought of. Yeah.
How exciting. I have a feeling that you will be hearing lots of good feedback and lots of inquiries after this because it is so timely and so necessary.
Yes, and I'm really excited for the talkbacks too.
Yes.
We're bringing in we're bringing in a local woman mayor and the head of an organization against domestic violence and some history professors and
Sweet.
And then there's 2 talkbacks to bring this information to people and obviously to entertain them.
For sure. But I love that you're doing the talkbacks with the women who can give see even more sort of historical perspective and on it. I love talkbacks, especially on new stuff. I just love it. I think it's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Especially for plays like this.
yeah.
So usually in your season, you've got your drama, which this will fall under, and then you usually have a comedy and a musical and a farce. And where am I missing the 5th one?
TYA, a Theater for Young Audience.
Oh, that's right. Younger.
That's
Yes, right.
what it
A
is.
young- a young one.
Okay, yes. So that fits all of your normal
Yeah, it checks all the
formula.
boxes for us.
Yeah.
People can come and run the marathon, see all 5 in a weekend.
Yes.
That's the magic of what we do here in a weekend, and and one of the most wonderful things about it is you can talk to a group of people that have seen all 5, and almost all of them will say a different one was their favorite,
Of course. Yeah.
which
that's-
is
yeah.
really fun.
That's
and
how we know we're
rewarding.
doing our job.
Yeah, I was going to say that's how
Exactly.
you know it works.
Now,
Because there's something for everybody.
how many? You're directing this one, obviously,
And then I also directed Jake's Women.
and Jake's Women.
Yep.
Now, are you directing any?
I directed String.
And you're directing String. Okay.
Yes. And
you
then
have the 2 other directors for the
Yeah,
others,
Jack
Yep.
is-
which we talked about.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you're not directing every single thing this time.
Not this time, no.
That's
we have
all right.
some help, which is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because then they get to learn as well. That's the thing is this is such a great learning theater, and the more theaters I work at, the more I realize that this is special.
Yeah.
It is very special.
Yeah.
And so full of just creative energy and I love it.
Collaboration.
Yes,
Yes,
collaboration.
learning to work as a part of a team is like a real team is kind of invaluable anymore. We don't seem to get as much experience with that as we used to.
Yeah, it's got that old school troupe energy going
Yes,
on.
which is invaluable.
Yeah.
Invaluable, man.
And Brownville is such a cute little place to come. You've got museums and other art forms in here. You've got art shops downtown and a little walkway to downtown. So if you're doing the flex tickets, you can actually spend the weekend here.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I was curious, are you guys, I know last year you were partnering up with some other people in town to do some events based on the shows and stuff like that. Are you doing any kind of little partnerships this season?
So we have the Spirit of Brownville, which is the dinner cruise that goes up and down the river, which is a great amenity that we offer here in Brownville. And they coordinate with our schedule, so you can go ride the dinner boat cruise and then come to the show. But they own a little trolley that they let us borrow, and then we trolley people to the winery, have some
that's
wine before
awesome.
a show, and then we bring them back here
Hey,
for
that's
the
all
show,
right.
which is it's really fun.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
What a great
so
idea.
we're going to do that a few more times. We've done it once already, and we'll do it again.
Sweet.
I love it. Wow. Thank you so much for spending the time to talk to us. And I'm sorry we got out here late, but we got here. And just so exciting to be able to talk to you about all the things that you're doing here.
Absolutely.
Well, we appreciate you both coming down, as always. And yeah, we hope to see you at the show.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate everything that you do here.
Yes.
It's so much fun.
You guys have such a special place. You do such a nice job
Yes.
here. Everybody that we've talked to, whether they're here or not, even when they're not here, and you guys aren't close at hand, they always have. This place gets glowing reviews from anybody and everybody I've
Yep.
ever talked to that has come here. So
My high school English teacher.
well done.
Even.
Well done.
Yeah,
They just need to make the trip once, and then they will understand
Yes.
why they have to come back.
That's
Right.
why we have people
Right.
coming from St. Louis and Texas and all over just to come to little
Yeah.
old Brownville.
So if someone does want to audition, you're doing virtual auditions, right?
Yeah, we do virtual auditions starting in the month of January every year.
Okay.
So people can find more information on our website around January.
Yeah, that's great.
Good to keep in mind around January if you feel like doing a little summer
Feeling like doing everything. theater.
everything on 5 shows for one summer. It's an experience like no other, folks.
Well, thank you for all you do, and thank you
Yes.
so much for your hospitality.
Yes,
As always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For more information and tickets, go to brownvillevillagetheatre.com. Flex tickets are on sale through July 6th. Young Performers Summer Day Camp begins on July 16th. And watch for Talkback session announcements for the Protection of Girls, which opens July 3rd. Thank you for listening and supporting the arts in the Platte River area and beyond. Please subscribe to our podcast so you are sure to catch all of our future episodes and join us on social media. See you next time on the Platte River Bard.